Good afternoon and a warm welcome. You're watching Education News Network, and today we're bringing to you a fresh new topic of discussion, that is, how is technology reaching education and students' attention spans? And for that, we have with us a panel of eminent educators who will be joining us in this discussion today. So let's welcome our first panelist of the day. We have Ms. Rohini Aima, the principal of Jammu Sanskriti School, Jammu. Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, and thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for being here. We then have Ms.Teena Solanki, the principal of Vikas Bharati Public School, New Delhi. Welcome, ma'am.
Everyone, and thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you. Our next panelist is Mr. RaviShankarTiwari, the founder of Muni Public School, Varanasi. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Our last panelist is Dr. Jayeta Auddy, the principal of Tagore Global School, Kurukshetra. Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, and thank you.
So, to discuss our topic of discussion, may I invite our first panelist, Ms. Rohini Aima, to speak on the topic.
Good evening, everyone. And first of all, thank you, Education Today, for giving me this wonderful platform with such eminent educationists. Well, the topic of the day is the most important thing that's being, in the education sector, that's being the important thing being discussed around. What I feel is to understand the importance of technology in education, as well as especially in the school education, if I must say, and the higher education. Yes, technology is important, and we cannot separate technology from education at any point of time, because past 2 years we have seen that everywhere we have been using technology. Right now, even if I am communicating with you all, it's through technology. But somewhere I feel that the student lot, especially getting the gadgets in hand, they have not been able to concentrate more. As the topic says, that there is a gap, you can say, concentration levels in children. I feel even the research is going on and nobody has as on date authenticated that. But I feel somewhere there is a lack in span of concentration amongst the children. The reason being, I find three major concerns about it. One is that, yes, Google is there, any information they can search anytime, anywhere, sitting all the time on the gadgets, but who is there to authenticate the information that they, search for themselves? Is it valid information, or they are just Googling and searching anything and everything about it? Second thing is the communication and social skills. The way we interact in person, I don't think that interaction and communication, which has that personal connect, it's missing somehow if we are dependent upon the technology more often. And third important thing is multitasking. Everyone believes nowadays that multitasking is the in thing and it's really great. But somewhere I differ from those, inferences, because multitasking is not leading you to concentrate on one particular thing that is in hand. You see, we see the children like they are watching movie at home also, and they have phone in hand. They are watching movie, but if they have some message, tinkle is there on the phone, their eyes goes onto the phone, then they message, they text, and then again they look at the TV for the movie. So where is the justice? I mean, they are not doing justice with any of these things. Yes, of course, technology is required in education, for that matter in our day-to-day life also. But I feel the blended mode, the best way forward for education, if we need our children to have that concentration spans and memory and the connect with human beings. That is the most important thing I feel in today's times, and we require to divert our attentions for the children towards this blended mode of learning. Thank you.
So that is the way forward in your opinion, the blended mode of learning. Thank you, ma'am. So, Ms. Teena Solanki, can we hear from you, please?
So in my view, I agree with Rohini ma'am, what she said, that technology can be a loyal servant, but a terrible master. It has proved beneficial to us. We have already seen how during the pandemic, Zoom meetings and Teams meeting has come in handy and saved us, actually kept the teaching learning process going somehow for 2 years, with connected us with our students, and it kept us going. Teachers have been using PPTs and videos and to make teaching learning interesting. So technology, as long as it's used, is, like I said, it's a loyal servant, but it has this overpowering or overswaying influence now on our kids that we need to look into or address. There has been constant complaints from our teachers regarding the lack of concentration from their students. And this problem may take the proportion of a crisis. In fact, if you come to know that there's a new terminology that has been coined that is called a TADD, that is your technology attention deficit disorder, that has been included in a dictionary now, based on this problem. So we need to address it. To delve deeper, we need to look into the why of the problem, why this problem actually is there. So we need, one particular reason I see is the information overload that they get on the internet, or excessive stimulation that they get through internet. There's a lot of information that they have to skim through. And if you look at those children, they are developmentally not capable. Right now they're growing. They're not capable to skim that part of information for themselves. So this is how, I mean, whatever they want to, or however they want to express, they're not able to do that. So they're not able to focus on the task. And so they grow overwhelmed and probably lose interest in the subject too. And there is constant distraction, as ma'am also mentioned, that even with the tinker of the bell and everybody keeps looking towards here and there, looking for messages, that has the tendency to distract us even as adults. So this has to be addressed in children too. So they have resultantly very short attention span in newer generations. So the performances because of that have gone down. They're incapable to complete their daily task also. They miss out on details because they are forever a constant, forever in the state of partial concentration, I would say. And so this leading to anxiety and stress because of these reasons, they are not able to plan their day well, right? And secondly, I feel we live in the era of instant gratification. Like, for example, when we were given projects, we would have different sources we would look for to complete that project. We would look into old magazines, and we would take up old newspapers for pictures also. When we would keep looking, and through that process itself, we were learning about different things. That is not there for this generation. This generation, like I said, it's for looking for instant gratification, instant result they look for. Right now, how they're presenting their projects, most of them, if I think you should agree, that it's more of cut, copy, paste work. They put some word in the search engines, the entire pictures and everything is readily available with them. So I don't think they would bother themselves with concentrating their mind on something, putting in their efforts.
Considering technology is the need of the hour, like Ms.Rohini said. So
I do agree.
Dealt with?
You may have to repeat your question. I couldn't hear it all along.
Yeah, sorry. I said, how can this be dealt with, ma'am? Because I agree with everything you said, with what Ms.Rohini has said, but how can we deal with this? What's the solution?
I think schools have the answer, and parents also, they need to restrict their timings. I want to discuss with what we have introduced in our school. We have mindful, to increase their mindfulness. We are we have those at the beginning of the day, and when the day breaks up, at that time when they're moving out of the school, we are making them sit calmly for 5 minutes so that they could encapsulate whatever they had done. And this we are doing for periods also. Recapitulation is done at the end of every period after 35 minutes. 5 minutes of it is based on recapitulation of basically they're generaling what they are doing. And we have now introduced, sorry?
Has this proven to be effective?
It is proving. In fact, we had been doing it before pre-pandemic times also. It is proving to be more effective now at this time, I would say. That is why I quoted my school's example only. We felt the need before, but it is even more pertinent that we follow it now, right? And we have our DA periods also, drop everything and read. So when they drop everything and read, like there's nothing else going on in school. We have actually 1-0 period for 8 to 9 when they join. So for such activities, we have been using and working on their mindfulness. They have to be mindful of what they are, where they are, and what they're presenting to the world. So I do agree with Rohini ma'am also that yes, it is. But there's a dichotomy I see that we keep saying that it has affected the attention span of students. But there's a dichotomy, I would say, that they have wondered, like, have you ever wondered if you give a tablet or a device to one child, for how long is he able to sit? Like, it's for longer hours. So I think concentration depends on the kind of task also that you're doing. So if it is interesting, probably you will be able to withhold the attention span of the child. So teachers might work on lesson plans and include technology only, things that work with them and can go about it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts. Thanks. Can we have Mr. RaviShankarTiwari speak on the topic, please?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, when we talk about education, first of all, we need to understand why education is there. Then only we will be able to understand what is the impact of technology into education. Do we mean by education is just data transfer from books to students' mind? Are we doing that? If we are doing that, obviously technology will be a problem for us, because the kids who are accessing this data, they don't know whether the source file or those content is correct or not. When we talk about education, it means making a character. It means making right communication skills. It means making right decision skills. It means right critical thinking. It means how to take right decisions in life. It means if you are getting fail, how will you bounce back? But once we are going in this technology, you see at every place we are getting a fail, nothing else. Apart from this, there is a big problem of security breach also. The reason is, so many fake accounts are there in Twitter also, in Facebook also. And you just think about, if people are getting this data of students, what they can do with these students. Nowadays, what is happening when students are having their mobile with them, at every second they are checking whether there is a message from my friend. Oh, there is a message from my teacher. Oh, there is a message from my uncle. What is happening?
We're unable to focus on the task at hand.
Yes, that
you
attention.
Spoke about the development. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You spoke about the development of critical thinking and problem solving. So this is what we refer to as holistic development, which schools are trying to strive in their students.
Very
true.
Is
technology contributing to this? Is my question to you.
Actually, what is happening? The way Teena ji, she has just shared with us. Now, what kids are doing? They are just clicking, and they are getting all the solutions. If there is a project, they will just click. And even they will not bother to go on second or third page. They will take entire data from first page itself. So you just think about real scenario. When real changes will be there, what will happen? Patience will not be there. So these are the problem. And then we are supposed to think about the solution also. Gandhi ji has told that when we talk about education, it is about mind, soul, and your health. But this technology, if our kids are using mobile phones, the rays which are coming out, it is very dangerous for their bones. If you talk about health, if you talk about mind, they don't have the concentration power, they don't have the thinking ability, they just want everything on a single click. I will click and I will get. If
so
you talk about
the future,
yes. Yes. If we want to use technology, as per me, the involvement can be done in higher education. Because if you want to go for research work, it is helpful. There are so many surveys which have done in America and Britain, and even they have found that this technology, when we are using technology, it is good for research work, because you can access n number of data from different resources on a single click, but you have to validate. So this technology can be used in higher education, but if we are talking about up to K-12, I believe it is a problem only. And problem for security.
Right, those were some really valid points. We'll come to the security part later. Thank you. Dr. Jayeta Auddy, could you speak on the topic, please?
Yeah, thank you. So I would say today's topic, it is a debatable one. Debate is going on for some time on this topic. And there have been a lot of researchers also there which validate the point that yes, this advancement in technology has affected students' attention span. I would say we all agree that yes, technology has done a lot of good to us, to our students also, as because it is the vast knowledge is available to us on a click of a button. But then if we compare, like some time back, we used to, when a student needed some information, used to make an effort to go to library. We'll go through the catalog, we'll try to find the information. And when so much of effort has gone into it, the brain was wired in such a way that the brain remembered, retained the memory and utilized in whatever appropriate way. But now, I guess the brain is getting rewired again. The student doesn't feel any need to remember. Now they click of a button, they get the, sorry?
The retention rates amongst kids are really low these days. Even patients
it has gone down because they don't feel any need to remember. Now they have got information, used it. There's no need to remember. Again, when they need, they can again go back to Google or whatever, YouTube or wherever. So the attention span, the researchers have also proved that it has really affected. And we can see in our day-to-day life, in our children also, in our school. They are as sir was saying, they go back whenever any work is given, any project is given, they just copy paste it. And that creative thinking is also getting affected. The effort, the problem solving is also getting affected. So this is not the only thing. I think the side effect of advanced technology is there are other things also. If we say younger children, how to hold a pen or their fine motor skills, even these things are also getting hampered. Their sleep pattern, their problem solving abilities, their social interaction skills, these all things.
Especially for preschoolers during the lockdown, they have faced large learning losses. They don't have these basic skills, like you said.
Yes, you're right. So, and during COVID days, also we have seen how much we have gained, how much children, every parent, every child, everyone is complaining that whatever we have tried to teach them, they haven't gained that much. We all know that. So if everything was through technology. Technology has saved us that time. At least we were able to conduct our classes, yes. But have they gained that much what they are gaining in the class now? No. So that tells us that only going to technology for everything, if the children heavily rely on technology, that will hamper the development of the child as well as everyone around, a nation also.
So what are the solutions to this now? Could you also tell us?
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you clearly.
What would some of the solutions be to this?
Solution is, ma'am, to use it in moderation and not to completely heavily reliance should be avoided. I would give you an example. I mean, in this CBSE, our school, a child from our school, he topped India. He got the first rank. That student who stood first in grade 10 CBSE, Purvanshu Garg. So he was telling, he used to tell that I use mobile when I need to see something in YouTube, which in context to my studies and all, I use it and then I give it back to my mother. Otherwise, I have never used mobile. So I think this is this has contributed to his success. So this way, if we can motivate our children, we, the teachers, the educators, the parents, to use technology in moderation. Not only mobiles or tablets, even TV. They say 1 hour of TV viewing increases 10% risk of increase in this attention deficit. 10% increase in risk of this.
So monitoring the moderation level needs to be done by the school and the parents both.
Yes, right. We all should exercise it with caution.
Okay, great. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for sharing your thoughts. So moving on to the questions. Ms. Rohini, I'd like to ask you, how do you think technology is affecting the development of empathy amongst kids? You're muted, ma'am.
Yeah, can you repeat it, please?
Sorry, want me to repeat it?
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Yes. So, Ms. Rohini, could you tell us how is technology affecting the development of empathy amongst kids? Was I audible, ma'am?
You are audible, but in between it's not very clear.
The development of empathy amongst children. How do you think
right.
that is?
Got it. See, I would like to say that technology somehow is taking place of parents also at times. And we as human beings, when the child is born in the family and the child is reared up with such love and affection in the family, the first teachers are the parents. And from there only the child starts having this love, affection, empathy, right? And as the child grows up, they see the environment, the nature, the family culture, the school culture, everything is related to that. And again, I'll come to the human connect. When there is a human connect with emotions, I think those children have better empathy than the children who are sitting all the time with the gadgets. I don't deny the, watching certain good videos or watching some good movies, which have the central theme of some empathy or love and affection for everybody. They do teach good things also. It's not denying the fact. But nowadays, I think more of technology and more of the gadgets in hand, those things somewhere are, taking away the children from realizing the importance of these things, the importance of empathy, the importance of caring and sharing with each other, because all the time they are concentrating, how to get more information, then how to get hooked to these, edtech tools. There are ways, there are certain very good edtech tools also, which we as teachers or the parents can guide them. Now, for example, there's a one very good lesson plan. If the content is broken into, say, micro teaching content, and then followed by some good video or podcast or something, that can be a reinforcement for the lesson that we teach them, but not that whole thing that is through the technology. Let it to the children only. Even the parents at times too, who are working especially, and they don't have time for the children. So what happens is all the time they are searching for themselves, they are reading or writing, whatever they are doing, parents are not able to see what they are doing. If I have opened this laptop in front of me and I say I'm doing my homework, but if the parent is not keeping a check what the child is doing, whether the child is doing some homework or searching for the information that's required for his educational purpose, or the child is just searching the net for unnecessarily means. So those things require a check, certain kind of, as Ma'am Jayeta has already said, everything in moderation is good. Whether we eat,
Supervision is
play, or
important.
anything. So everything in moderation for us human beings is very, very important.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Ms.Teena, I'd like to ask you a question in the context of younger kids. So, could you highlight on how excessive screen time amongst preschoolers and toddlers can decrease the executive function? Ma'am, you're muted. You're muted, ma'am. We can't hear you.
Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
All right. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to repeat the question for me. I could hear the first part of the question.
Right. So, could you highlight on how excessive screen time amongst preschoolers and toddlers decreases the executive function? That is the ability to deal with cognitive tasks such as using working memory, engaging, flexible thinking, and self-control, etc.
I'm really sorry, but this is about the preschoolers you're talking to me.
Yes, yeah, particularly in that context.
Like ma'am said, that I would not even recommend for preschoolers. It shouldn't be not even a moderation level, right? Right now, if we give them those devices in hand, we'll completely kill their creativity. And they'll rely, or right now is the age I feel that they should be going out in the park or they should be playing instead of spending their time on. I'm not just talking about their eyesight or screen time increasing and all, but there is this the reason why we are saying no to, earlier we used to say that they shouldn't watch more of cartoon, because this completely inhibits their ability to think. So if we give them more of that, parents find it, sorry.
Peer interaction is extremely important in the formative years.
Exactly. Right. They should interact with each other. In fact, even the Delhi government has prescribed this half an hour of out in the field is important for them. So we are following it completely at our school. So being playful and being talking to each other, participating in the activities that is going on. And at home front also, parents should not, I would not even recommend for preschoolers for moderation too, because that's not the age to be spending
as
that time.
Mr. Ravi Shankar said, that only higher education students must be exposed to it. So toddlers definitely should not be preschoolers.
Yes, right? I would not again fully agree with Mr. Ravi, because it is not just for higher education. They can start off from 6th class onwards, because I feel that our world also is forged completely with technology. We cannot do away with it now. Right. And it is going to get faster and better and more persuasive. So yes. 6th class onwards, they will be, because they have it in the computers, they have it in the curriculum and easy access to phones and other devices at home. So 6th class onwards in moderation, and think, and like Mr. Ravi also said, then towards the higher level, they can go on with whatever they need it for.
So preschoolers and toddlers, you're saying, should not be exposed?
Definitely not advisable.
And I think one thing that we've all witnessed these days is that mothers feed their children only by showing them a video.
Mothers, I think this has become a pseudo, phones have become a pseudo mother-like phenomenon. When they have to feed, I have seen or observed there have been YouTube videos being played, and so that parents should refrain from. It's easier, yes. I accept that, but that parents should refrain from.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Ravi Shankar, since you spoke about data breaching, could you tell us how can a student be taught to safeguard their data online?
Honestly speaking, even most of the teachers are not aware of that, what security breach is there and how to tackle that. So a proper training has to be there, and there has to be a proper content for that training. One thing I would like to add, like all members are saying that there is a problem when we are using this technology. Actually, it has advantage as well as the disadvantage. And the main thing is use, what use, where to use, and how to use. That is the problem. In security era also, how to connect, where to connect, and what are the safeguards. Like, are we using different softwares for that? For example, are we using VPN? Because that is the safest part where you can have the controls. Are we using different tools to safeguard from virus and malpractices which are happening? So that proper training has to be there. And honestly speaking, parents and even schools are not giving time. What they want, I will give the video and the student will learn. Even parents are not giving time. What you people were just discussing some 2-3 minutes back. If they have to take care of their kids, they will give them a mobile and they will ask them to play with the mobile, because it is easier for them to handle that kid. They will be busy with the mobile. So who has done all these mistakes? It is us. It is we. So what we have to do, we have to think about from where we have to use this technology, what amount has to be used, for which tasks we have to use, and what will be the security things that we have to maintain. How many schools are using VPN for security part? That is a crucial question. So we have to think, we have to make guidelines, and then we have to implement that.
Right.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yes, you have. Thank you. So, Dr. Jayeta, just to conclude, what according to you, has the quality of education increased or decreased since the incorporation of technology? Please unmute, ma'am.
Yes, I would say that, see, as far as the availability of knowledge to everyone, even teachers also, students, parents, that way technology has helped us a lot. So there is no denying the fact that we have been benefited with the advancement of technology. As I said, during COVID times, we couldn't have sailed through if technology was not there. But again, apart from that, we have to, again, I would reiterate the fact that moderation, sensibility has to be used by all the stakeholders, parents, schools, and students, of course. I would say these new, even you can say toddlers, you will see the mothers, the toddlers, they are so good at using a mobile phone. And the mothers will also, if they're crying and all, you give them a mobile phone, they will be quiet. So from beginning, the parents also need to be counseled that this practice has to be like put to an end. Giving a mobile to engage a student is not that. But then again, suppose there is like these mathematical problems and all, this addition we want to teach. When we teach it through smart class, it becomes easier. The concept becomes clear to a child. So it is not out and out wrong. Again, moderation is the key. Thank you.
So moderation is key and hybrid learning is the way forward. I think these are our takeaways from this discussion. So thank you so much to all of you. This was a great discussion. Very insightful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we come to the end of this insightful panel discussion on how technology is breaching education and students' attention spans, where we received some valuable insights from our panelists. Due to time constraints, we could only take a few questions, but if you have any additional questions on the topic, do feel free to write to us and we'll be glad to take them offline. For more such videos, do log on to our website, theenn.com, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. For now, signing off, this is Nitya.